Machine learning, which is one of the emerging trends in the big data analytics. So who are going to provide this information are the big datas. Quantum computing is a part of technology which depends on the quantum theory of the physics. So what does the Alexa or the machine will do is, it will process your natural language. Hello students, welcome to the next session of Cloud Computing and Big Data Analytics. I am Dr. Soumyashree from Department of Computer Science, Vidyashram College. Let's start this session with the trends or the current trends in the Big Data Analytics. Okay, the accessible artificial intelligence, we continue these trends in this session. We use the accessible artificial intelligence, machine learning, which is one of the emerging trends in the big data analytics. We are using these concepts in the big data and can perform the algorithms to parse the data or to set the data for the machine learning program or for the artificial intelligence. Okay. For making the predictions over big data, how does the data can going to work, how does machine can learn from the big data? We are using the neural networks which are spread over the entire network and gives you how does you can make a processing in the machine, or machine can make the decision by using the neural networks. Okay, the artificial intelligence is used to expose the data results. What does the artificial intelligence concept will do is, or the algorithm will do is, it will expose the data results in the patterns so that the machine can learn and can act according to that. As we know, machine learning is capability of the machine to learn a new direction or new execution by learning from the previous one. Okay, so this is the machine learning. As humans learn from our past experience, machine also learns from the past experience, which is simply called as the machine learning. Okay, so the AI transforms and parses the data so that the machine or the technology can understand the pattern. Okay, the artificial intelligence is the general term to which the helping both large and small organization to enhance their business methods, to enhance the capability of their business. They are using this artificial intelligence algorithms and big data combined with machine learning and neural networks to catch the data of the movement of the customers of a business. So what does the customer like? What may be the future thing, or what may be the product the customer may purchase? So all these things, prediction can be done with the help of these trending technologies. The AI programs can now perform tasks that make it quicker. They are making it quicker and more precise and more accurate than human. They can predict the future more accurately than humans, decreasing the failures of the business supporting decisions. Okay, it reduces the failure because it is combining the previous decisions with the upcoming pattern or current pattern and matches them to get the new future or get the new predictions for the business, and tells you that the decision we are going to take, how much success we may get that from decision and how much failure is possible with the taken decision. Okay, so it reduces the failure along the way and raising them over a cloud computing system. It is actually taking the data from cloud but is acting more smart than the normal cloud computing system that utilizes an on-premises private cloud. It uses the private as well as the public cloud and a third-party public cloud. Okay, on-premise is private cloud and third-party public cloud. Though both will be combined to get the required data with orchestration between two interfaces or communicating with two of the interfaces. Along with this, the big data analytics uses hybrid cloud, which provides great flexibility. It combines both private and public, isn't it? And more data deployment options by moving the process between private and the public clouds. It is combining both the things. Okay. Another thing is, an organization must have a private cloud. Usually private cloud is dedicated to a single organization. It will have a private cloud to gain the adaptability to collect the data and store it in a cloud is better than the remote, local server, isn't it? With the aspired public cloud, it is combining the private cloud with the public cloud to act on the more number of data. If you are private cloud and you hide your data from the public, you will not get accessible to the public cloud as well, public data as well. So when you can get the public cloud is when you make some of your organization's data public. Okay, you can interact or exchange the data between the private cloud and the public cloud. Okay, including the servers, developing a data center or taking extra storage, establishing a LAN and load balancer. So you can do everything with the help of the combination of private and the public cloud. The organization has to deploy a virtualization layer. As we know in the previous units, virtualization is the main thing that we are going to implement in a cloud environment. Okay, with the help of an hypervisor to support the virtual machines. We use a hypervisor to support the virtual machines and containers and install a private cloud. Okay, private cloud layer will be created so that you can communicate your data with the public cloud. Okay, the implementation of the cloud software allows to transfer data between the private and the public cloud. That means you'll create an interface between the public cloud and the private cloud, which acts as a gate. So what does that gate will do is, it will allow some of the data come to the private cloud and allow some of the data from the private cloud going into the public cloud. It acts as an interface. Which one? The implementation of the hybrid software layer will allow the interaction or the transferring of the data between the public and the private cloud. Okay. Another thing in progress in data analytics is getting into all progress, only getting into progress, not any drawbacks, concentrating only on the progress. This emerging trend in big data analytics enables human to focus strongly on further crucial tasks. Don't worry about the previous problem. Go on with the next thing, what is successfully happening. Go on with progress. Okay, on further crucial tasks and improve the quality of the assistance you are providing to the big data analytics. Okay, the important thing is that anyone can have access to pre-built tools. There will be pre-built tools in every of the cloud. So you have to access those things to run the artificial intelligence programs, to approach the expanding demand, which equalizes the playing field for organization in the same industry. It will give you more opportunity to get exposed to the more data in the public cloud. Along with that, the latest trend is predictive analytics. What is the predictive analytics is? It is that big data is always a fundamental approach of the companies to become a competing edge. For competition, it acts on or it takes the assistance of the big data and accomplish their aims like reaching the customers. What does the customer actually wants? If we are lagging from our competitors, where we are actually lagging, and what does the customer has an expectation from this kind of product. So who are going to provide this information are the big datas that are stored in the cloud, okay, which is making it recent trends in the big data analytics, predicting what does the customer may want. Next, I have produced this model and I have released it to the market. The market is trending, okay, no, most of the progress is slightly happening. The curve is going up. So next, what we have to do? We can't stop there only, isn't it? We have to progress. What we can do? What are the things the customer is expecting from us? That can be done in the predictive analytics. They apply the basic analytic tools to prepare for the big data and discover the causes of why there is a arise of a specific issue related to a parameter. Suppose if you take the parameter of a cloth, the quality of the cloth is lagging behind. Where does the cloth is lagging behind? Why customers are not satisfied with the cloth we have manufactured? Why it is lagging behind? So we use the basic analytics to prepare the big data, to know about the view of the customers. So predictive methods are implemented to examine the modern data and historical events. So we use the history or the previous one and the current trend to know the customers, to know the mindset or mentality of the customers and recognize the possible hazards and events that can make a corporation or a corporate industry or an enterprise lag behind from the competitors. What are those factors which are causing us to step backward other than the competitors? What are those facts? So those can be obtained by combining the modern data with the historical data, that is the previous experience, to know the mindset of the customers. Okay, the predictive analysis in big data can predict what it can predict. What may occur in the future? That is predicting what can happen in the future. The strategy is extremely efficient in correcting the analyzed assembled data. You have to analyze the assembled data and take necessary actions to correct those mistakes that were happened in the past. Okay, this enables organizations to define the steps. Why do we define the steps? They have to improvise, isn't it? Business cannot become a standing water, still water. It must always be like a river which flows towards the progress, isn't it? Which always progress to the next destination. In the same way, business has to go on with the success by identifying the customer's next move or next want. What is the next thing the customer may want? I have released the model of a television, say the Doom television. What is the next thing the customer want? Clear picture, more clear picture, still more clear picture. Connect through, pictures are there, channels are there. He wants to watch a movie, what he wants. So we have to predict. Okay, what we'll do is in the next model, we give a port that can connect the pen drive so that he can view, like in the previous years as we used to do the VCRs and the CDs. Instead of CDs, we store the movies now in pen drive. We'll insert the pen drive in the television and we view the movies. Now that has become troublesome. I can't spend that much time in the internet searching it movie and download it and store it in pen drive, insert it in the port and view the movie. What is the next trend? What is the next prediction is connect the internet to the television itself. Now, you need not to search too much and may install the softwares to download the movie or make some pirated versions, take some pirated versions. No need of that. Connect the dongle or connect the network through the mobile and you can view the movies that you want in the television itself. So television, we have smaller television. I can't go to theaters. Customer said, what does the television industry thinks? Now it expands the screen so that the customer will not go to theater. Theater itself will come to home and becomes home theater, isn't it? So like that, there must be predictable things or the business must predict the customer's next move before they even do it. Okay, we have to know we have to get the nerve of the customer, what we want from a television company. We have to improvise. Okay, so this is the predictive analysis. Next comes is the quantum computing. What is the quantum computing? So quantum computing is a part of technology which depends on the quantum theory of the physics. Okay, so using current time and technology can take a lot of time to process huge amount of data. It takes too much time to process the data in the big data. We have the large volume of data, isn't it? It takes much more time to process it. Instead of that, what we can go for is for the quantum computing. When we use the quantum computers instead of normal one, the latest technology in big data analytics, which calculate the probability of an object's state or an event before it is measured. So quantum computers will be much more speeder than the normal computing processors, which indicates that it calculates much more faster and indicates that it can process more data than the normal computers. So you can use quantum computing to analyze the big data faster than the normal computers. If only we compress billions of data, we get billions or billions of size of data, we can reduce the processing duration. If we compress and process the data using the quantum computing procedure, we can reduce the processing duration quantitatively and providing the organization the possibility to gain the timely decisions, the correct decisions based on the predictability by the quantum computers, which are ahead than the normal computers. So you can have the better predictive analysis using the quantum computing technology. But the thing is, this process can be possible using only quantum computing. The concept of quantum computing is based on the higher mathematical applications. The experiment of quantum computers to correct the functional and analytical research. So we use the functional and the analytical research over or with the help of the organization can make the industry more precise and more accurate. Okay, more accurate and within the less time duration. So you can use these things in the quantum computing, or you can use the quantum computing to compress and process the data in a lesser time. Okay. Apart from that, we can make use of another concept, another technology known as edge computing. What does the edge computing will do? Edge processing or edge computing is about running few of the process and moving those processors to a local system within the private cloud, such as any IoT device or user's PC or a server or any simple mobile. So changing or processing the data and running some process and transferring the data or moving that process to the normal system or to a normal server. It's called as the edge computing. So this is a form of a distributed computing where the edge computing brings the computation to network's edge, to the end system of the network, and reduces the amount of long distance connection. Each and every time data is accessed from the cloud server located in some remote place and performing some processing and getting back the data to the cloud server takes much more longer time, isn't it? Each time a minor data has to be accessed from cloud server. How do you avoid this? Big data has large volume of data. That means processing the large volume of data each time by accessing the cloud server is taking too much of time and human effort. So how do you reduce that human effort and time is by using the edge computing, which brings the computational capability to the network edge, to the destination system, and reduces the amount of long distance connection that has to happen between a customer and a server. Each time, if I want to search for something in the Google, each time if it has to search the Google server, it will take lot of time, isn't it? So what you can do is whenever you give a Google search in the Google web page, what the Google will do is, it will dump all the data to your local server so that if you click on a link, within the fraction of seconds, it accesses to the local server and gets back to the data that of the customer like, okay? Which is making it the latest trend in the big data analytics, which reduces the time and effort needed to access each time the data from the remote cloud server, okay? Along with that, the edge computing provides a boost to data streaming, like example of YouTube video, isn't it? Each time if YouTube video has to be uploaded from the cloud server, how much time it may take to generate a clip? It will take longer time, isn't it? So what does the edge computing will do is, it will load all the packets of the video at a stretch in the local server so that when you click on the play button, it will go on accessing the packets from the local server and loads the video for you, which reduces the buffering time of the videos, isn't it? You can observe the difference between buffering time that was happening in second generation network and the fourth generation network, isn't it? So we are using edge computing to provide a boost to the data streaming, including the real-time data streaming like video conferencing. We are using the Zoom meetings, Google Meet meetings, or Microsoft Teams. We are using so many applications which connect the users of the both ends, isn't it? So how does the speed will be increased? By following the edge computing concept, okay? And processing without containing the latency or delay in the progress of the video or progress of the data streaming. It enables the devices to respond immediately. When you use the Zoom meeting, you can immediately view what is our reaction, how we are reacting, what is our facial expression, how our hand movements are doing. So with the normal computing process, if I move this hand like this, after some 2 or 3 seconds, the hand will move like this, which is lagging behind. The data are lagging behind when reaching the end user. So this can be reduced by using the edge computing concept, okay? It is an efficient way to process the massive data by consuming less bandwidth and more speed, okay? Along with that, it can reduce the development cost for an organization and help the software run in remote locations. You can connect to anybody through the video conferencing with almost high quality videos, which boost the data streaming is the edge computing technology. Okay. Along with that, we have a concept known as natural language processing. So this natural language processing is used in the artificial intelligence and works to develop communication between computers and humans. It can communicate between the computers and the humans. The objective of the natural language processing is to read and decode the meaning of human language. For example, if you take Alexa, what is it doing? What Alexa is doing is natural language processing. Naturally, how we talk will be processed by the computers, isn't it? So it is a communication between the humans and the machines or the computers. It will read and decode. Say, open Google, play this song. So what does the Alexa or the machine will do is, it will process your natural language and collects the keyword from your sentence. When it collects the keywords, it will predict the statement or predict the search you want to have. So you can process the decode, read, decode and process the human language. This is called as the natural language processing. It is the mostly based on the machine learning. Again, they are all interlinked like cloud computing, big data, neural networks, artificial intelligence, machine learning and natural language processing. All these concepts are interlinked with one another. One cannot process with another technology. Okay, and it is used to develop the word processor applications or translating software. We have the translating softwares. If I don't know Russian language, if I want to communicate with a Russian president or somebody from Russia, I can do that with the translators, isn't it? What does the translator will do? It will catch the keywords of my language, it processes it and transforms it into the Russian language and makes the Russian person hear what are the keywords sent by me. That is called as the natural language processing. So this natural language processing needs the algorithm to recognize and obtain the required data from each sentence. What it uses is the grammar rules and catches the keyword. Based on the keywords, recognizes the keyword. Based on the grammar of the language, it is going to reform the language or reform the sentence you said. Okay. Mostly syntactic analysis will be done. Syntactic, how are you? How must be converted to what type? How are must be converted to how? So like example, if you take how or what is your name? What is your name? If the translator wants this to be converted to Kannada language, how it is going to do? It uses the syntactic analysis with the grammar rules. What will be translated to Yenu? Is doesn't have any meaning in this. Your, Ninna. Then name. Hesaru. So it can Yenu Ninna Hesaru. So this may be somewhat correct, but the grammar rule of Kannada may be different. Now it will translate or it will translate the words based on the grammar rules. Like it may become like Ninna Hesarenu. It can combine the keywords along with the grammatic rules to process the natural language of the humans. Okay. Along with that, the trend is of the hybrid clouds. So you know about the hybrid cloud, isn't it? So it utilizes the private and the public cloud. The hybrid cloud provides greater flexibility and more data deployment and data usage options by moving the processors between the private and the public cloud. It is an interface between the private and the public cloud. The organization must have a private cloud to gain adaptability with the public cloud. It has to know the nature of the public cloud. It has to be compatible with the public cloud. So to be compatible with the public cloud, you need to have an intermediate hybrid cloud which help in developing a data center, including all these things. Okay. The organization, along with hybrid cloud, has to deploy a virtualization layer, and the implementation of the software in the hybrid cloud allows instances to transfer data between the private and the public cloud, which helps in the analysis of the big data. Apart from that, we have another concept known as dark data. What is a dark data is? It is the data that a company does not use in any analytical system. We will have chunk of data, but we are not going to use every data in analysis, isn't it? So the data that are not used anywhere in analytics, it may be used some other application, but the analytical processing is not using that data. Such kind of data which are not usable for the analytical system are called as the dark data. So the data that is gathered from several network operations, from all the connected networks, but that are not used to determine the insights or used for any prediction. So which is not used in any analytical system, the miscellaneous data that are not utilized by the analytical algorithms are defined as the dark data. Okay. The organization used to think that this is not the correct data because they are not getting any outcome from it. It is not usable. So what organization think is, it is an useless data that we have collected and is not of any use to the organization. But they know that this will be the most valuable thing in other applications. You may use that data in some other application, but analytical algorithms cannot use it. Okay. As the data size or number of data coming to a server are growing day by day, the industry must understand that the unexplored data or unused data can be a security risk for that organization, which are not used, may become virus, or attacker may use that data to attack on the system. So the dark data can be used for the purpose or for the bad purposes. Okay. Another latest trend in big data analytics is that the expansion amount of dark data that is stored in the big data, stored as a big data in clouds, is increasing. That means you have to avoid the dark data as much as possible to make the data secured in the cloud, which uses the big data analytical algorithms to process a data. The data that are not used by analytical system, which are called as the dark data, must be properly protected so that attackers will not get into data and create some problem in the organization. All right. Thank you.